I wanted to share that I bought a book and I had reasons, and I wanted to open this on camera. So if I can. Purposes behind this book. I am a huge fan of Mike Flanagan, and if you haven't seen Mike Flanagan's work, he's like a director, writer, producer, etc. So Midnight Mass was on Netflix. It was a limited series. He actually wrote that series. He did a couple movies. He did Oculus, Gerald's Game, which I think, was that a Stephen King? Hold on. Stephen King. Yeah, Gerald's Game was based on a Stephen King book. So he directed that movie, which was, that was crazy. But they used a book of Midnight Mass in the movie, and he hadn't actually, I think he had finished writing it, but he didn't turn it into a show because he kept getting turned down for it to be a show. And then finally now it was released last year. It was so good. Absolutely loved it. Anyway, I love everything that he does. Haunting of Hill House, also on Netflix, and the Haunting of Bly Manor or something like that is also on Netflix. And there was that other show that he did, the other limited series. Hold on, I want to list off everything because it means a lot to me. Mike Flanagan. His wife is in like all of his stuff, which is really fun and cool. Oh, the Fall of the House of Usher, that just came out last year. So I think Midnight Mass came out before that. We just watched it last year. And then he also did another one that was more like horror. They're all scary. You have to be all for scary to even watch any of them. They definitely have horror in them. The Midnight Club, that was the other one I was thinking of. Anyway, so he is working on some new projects, and they are both Stephen King projects. So he's turning one of Stephen King's book series into a TV series, and then he's also turning a novella into a movie. And that movie is in post-production right now, so that's happening, and I've never heard of it before, and I wanted to read the novella before I watch the movie. And I don't usually do that. No, I do usually do that. I like to read stuff before I see the movie. With Mike Flanagan, though, I am worried that it's going to ruin the excitement of watching the movie if I already know what happens. But at the same time, I want to read and know what to expect, because I don't even know. So it's one of the novellas in this. So this is a series of novellas by Stephen King, If It Bleeds. And the one that he is doing a movie of is called Life of Chuck. And I'm just turning to Life of Chuck here. So I think it's the second novella in the book. And I want to read this. It's got Tom Hiddleston, who plays Loki in the Marvel series. And it's got Matthew Lillard, who I absolutely loved growing up, 90s. Loved Matthew Lillard. I watched like almost everything he was in. Huge crush on him. Silly, nerdy, doofus. Loved him. And then, of course, I think Kate Siegel, who is Mike Flanagan's wife, is going to be in the movie. And what's his face? George Lucas guy there. Damn it. What's his name? He was in The Fall of the House of Usher. And he played Mark Hamill. He played Luke Skywalker back in the day. Mark Hamill is going to be in Life of Chuck as well. Actually, oh yeah, Kate Siegel's on there. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, she's in like everything he does. Ooh, and Raul Coley, he was in Midnight Mass and House of the Fall of Usher. He's also going to be in this movie. And Sarian Coda, he was also in a couple other previous Mike Flanagan stuff. He's in this movie as well. So I'm very, very excited to get back into, and Samantha Sloyan. I love her and her Mike Flanagan stuff. Absolutely love her. So yeah, I'm excited to read this, and I will, let you know how it is. It's short. Let's see, how many pages is it? Starts on page 91 and ends on page 151. So it is very short. I should be able to read it in like one sitting if it's any good. When I don't get distracted. Like I said, I don't know what it's about, and I don't want to read about it before I read it. It starts with Act 3, Thanks Chuck. What I'm worried about is that these are all connected. Maybe I don't know. Nah, I'll just read it. I don't know if they're all connected. Hold on. One before it is Mr. Harrigan's phone. And that doesn't have a title on the chapter. So maybe they're not connected. So I'll read that and I'll let you know how it is, and I will absolutely be seeing the movie whether or not I like the story, because I will watch everything Mike Flanagan does from here on out. Welcome, excuse the hair, excuse the location, the blank sad wall over here behind me. Anyway, I'm getting ready to do some writing, and I thought I would share just like a snippet, just do like a short vlog here where we're going to talk about books that I'm reading and everything, but I also wanted to share a little something else. So I'm working on a novel that I'm in the process of editing, and I have it out to a professional editor to look at like developmental edits. So what they do is basically check to make sure it's following story structure okay. So I did that the first time, and then I rewrote the entire thing, and now I'm just trying to get the so I'm waiting to hear back on the second read through on that. And also I have a beta group reading it as well. Gosh, I really look like I'm in shambles. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so I have a beta group reading chapter by chapter, like once a month. And then I go through and I deep edit the chapters that they give me feedback on. So that is what I'm working on today. And I'm going to be watching a live stream. Abby Emmons is a YouTuber writer, and she does everything about writing. And she does these Write With Me live streams. So I like to put those on while I'm doing my editing. It really, really helps with focus. Up here, I have it up on the TV. So right here, you can really, really see, I don't know what I'm showing you. I'm showing you, this is Abby Evans. This is waiting for the live stream to start. It's gonna start in just a few minutes here. And I'll show a little bit of footage of that. So I've got myself, am I really zoomed in or something? There we go. So I've got myself my cup of coffee here, and I'm taking that into the room. Excuse the dog trash on the floor. I'm so sorry. I'm taking that into here, and we're going to set it down. And my son's toys are in this room here. So it is a bit of a mess. My life is in shambles. We're not aesthetic. We are just trying to survive. I have Abby Emmons up here on the TV. She's going to go live in literally minutes. So I'm gonna pull up, and I've got all of these things here. So this is all documents for my novel. So this is the novel right here, and then I've got this one. So this is where I'm rewriting one of my chapters, and I take the chapter, pop it into a new Word document so I'm not messing up with the original until I feel like I'm ready to pop it in. So this is something that I am re-editing here, and I do have notes on paper as well. Oh, there she is. She's live. Here are my notes on paper for the novel that I'm working on. These are my edits. This is what I'm going to pop into this chapter, into this conversation, make these people sound more realistic and happy. And so what happens on these live streams is Abby will talk, and she will answer questions. And then what she will do is she'll pop on that timer. Focused editing while she's up there doing that. I have somebody else working. It feels much more like better, appropriate, and it's just easier. I can pop on music and listen to her type and type myself. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. So what I want to do now is I want to talk about the books that I've been reading and how things are going with books. So I read The Life of Chuck. It is a very, very interesting story. It is told backwards. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give anything away, but it is told backwards. And like the first part of it, you're very much like, what is happening? What is going on? This is really strange. And I can see in that first part why Mike Flanagan wanted to do this as a story. And then the rest of it, you get an understanding, what's happening. It slows down a little bit, but the ending of it really, it had me in tears. So it is a good, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. And it's short. I read it all in like a day. And I am interested in reading the rest of the short stories, but I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon yet, because I have some other things that I would like to read. But this will definitely be like on top of my shelf and something to think of and look at if I feel like reading something else. Stephen King's writing is, I mean, it's not bad. It's just, it is like a very specialized thing and I have to be in the mood for it. And I'm not always in the mood for that. The other one that I have been reading, I'm almost done with, is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I have actually been listening to that through audiobook. I am obsessed with audiobooks and I really need to find some kind of more financially stable way to listen to them. I know Audible, this might be better because if I get the Audible membership, it's only $15 a month. And then I think they have free options on there as well. So I'm gonna have to look at that because Spotify is not, I'm spending way too much money listening to audiobooks every month on Spotify. So I have to figure out how to do it with Audible. But Better Than the Movies, Lynn Painter, I am like an hour left. And I know, at least I think I know how it's gonna end. But I'm really enjoying it. It is more like geared towards young adults. And the narrator really makes me think of Alicia Silverstone in Clueless. Just the way that she says certain things, like it's more of that like, I don't know what's going on kind of voice where she's just like, I don't know, why is this happening, you know, like that kind of vibe. But that in and of itself just gives me good feels because I liked Clueless as, you know, a teen, and so it's fun to kind of get the vibes of that. It definitely there's a lot of moments where it's like, whoa, I can't believe that just happened. And then there's a lot, and then towards the end, it's like, it's got me in the feels. It's like, God, I feel so bad. There's a little bit of miscommunication, which I am learning I'm not a fan of. I don't like the miscommunication trope. But I almost kind of understand why they're miscommunicating. And, you know, when it resolves, I think I'm going to be very happy to find that resolution. But I'm really enjoying it. That one will definitely be like a 4-star or whatever. I don't know if I started this, but maybe like 4.2. It's hard. It's a novella. It's different than a novel, but maybe a 4.2 for Life of Chuck, and then like 4.5 for Better Than the Movies. I'm really loving like rom-com style stuff and quick reads right now. Otherwise, I'm just in a reading slump. I did start reading the 3rd book in the From Blood and Ash series, and like the very beginning of it is just so dark and sad, and it just like, it didn't hook me. Like it took a lot of like, I'd read a page, put it down for like 4 or 5 days, pick it up, read a page. So I'm on that one. I'm reading that one on Kindle. I think I'm starting to come back into it now that some things have resolved. We'll see how that goes. I'm just kind of reading that casually. That's more of just like, it's there. I'm not forcing myself to read it quickly, anything like that. And then the other book I've been reading is this Buffy book. This is book 2 in this, I don't even know if it's a series. I don't know if there's gonna be a 3rd book. I don't know anything about it, but this is book 2. And book 1 I read really fast. I loved it, enjoyed it. It really brought me into like the Buffy world again. And I could like, she writes the characters that were in the show very well. Like you can hear their voice, you can see them. Like she's very good at that. But this particular one, I feel like there's less of them and more of the new characters that we didn't see on screen. So I'm not as attached to this one. And also the storyline from book 1 carries over to this one. And I think what got me through book 1 is I was hoping for a resolution in that. I don't know if this is a spoiler, but in book 1, near the beginning, there's like this Slayer festival. A big portal opens, Slayers go missing. Buffy was one of them. So they don't know if she's dead or if she's been portaled to some other dimension. And that's all throughout book 1. That carries over to book 2. We don't know if she's dead or alive. And I think I wanted her to come back. And I wanted her to be alive. And now with this one, it's like, it's almost like that plot line is on pause, but at the same time, it's still kind of there. Like they're less worried about, is Buffy alive? And it's just, I don't know, they're just killing like demons and vampires. And there was like the shark demon thing. It's just not grabbing me. I mean, I've been reading, I'm like halfway. I've been reading, I put this down for 5-6 months after I started it. And then like the past month I've read, I don't know, 30-40 pages. I'm having a hard time. I did try putting Buffy on. I did like a little clip of that and reading, and I don't know. It does feel like I'm kind of forcing myself. So what I wanted to do today is I want to go outside my comfort zone, and I want to go to the library. I know everybody on YouTube is like going to bookstores and buying fresh new books, whatever. I'm trying to save money, okay, and be sustainable. So I want to go to the library. They do, according to their online thing, have one of the books that I want to get. So I would love to like go out today, go to the library and get that book. It feels like I'm in a reading slump, but I haven't picked up a book that I'm jiving with. Like Life of Chuck was good, but like the rest of the books that I've been reading, I'm just not like, nothing's grabbing me other than the audiobooks. The audiobooks really, really getting me, and they're rom-coms and they're light, and maybe that's what I need. I mean, I spent like 5 months reading Throne of Glass series and it's very heavy fantasy. I have Crescent City in my thing. I haven't picked it up yet. I'm very scared to, because everybody says it's hard to get into and hard to understand, so I'm not sure. But anyway, I want to go to the library, pick up a book. There's one I have in mind. I don't want to tell you until we get to it. Another note that I wanted to make is I also have Kindle Unlimited, so I went through and picked out, like, clicked into the Kindle Unlimited tab and looked at what kind of books they have available. They have tons of books on Kindle Unlimited, so I might have to start reading more on my Kindle just to get more free books. And then the audiobook thing, I think I'm going to try out the Audible membership and see what I can get for free on there. I hope that the narrators, I don't know, are they the same cross-platform? Like they're the same on Spotify as they are on Audible? I'll check that out too. But I am hoping that Audible might be a more fiscally responsible way to get audiobooks. It's very bright outside, but I'm gonna go out to the library. I'm going to listen to, what am I listening to? Better Than the Movies. While I drive over there. It's like 5-minute drive, but whatever, we'll get 5 minutes in. I'm hoping to get that book finished, I guess today, and then I did the Audible thing, and I'll start a new audiobook for tomorrow. That literally took 5 seconds. Like the book was right at the door. That's so funny. So, and normally I would love to browse, but like today I'm kind of in a hurry. I have a lot of things to do. This book for some reason is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why, but I mean, I didn't look at the page count when I looked at it online, but it is 340 pages, 344 pages. And I mean it's hardcover. The font is a little bit bigger than like paperbacks. I'm so excited to read this. I loved Gatsby, and I love the idea that this is kind of some sort of continuation of the Gatsby story. So that's really, really exciting. And I loved, I enjoyed reading The Fiction Writer, even though I didn't like the way it ended. I really enjoyed reading it. So I'm hoping that this one will also be a fast read, although it is set in the past, and that in and of itself has given me a little bit of a pause, because reading historical fiction is not in my comfort zone. But I do trust Jillian Cantor's writing, and I'm real, like, out of all the books on my Goodreads want to read list, this is the one that's been in my head. This is the one I keep going back to, is I want to read that one. So back home, hopefully start reading it today, and I'm going to keep listening to Better Than the Movies. So I did it. I finished Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. It was good. It was good. It was good, and it was cute. I like the ending. It left me with a smile. It made me feel good. It's cute. It ended exactly as I thought it was going to, but that's the point, right? That's the point of these like rom-com, feel-good, lighthearted romance books, right? They are going to end how you expect them to, but it's the how. It's the how do they get there, right? And it's so cute. So my favorite line, "She's not you," which I knew they were gonna say when they said it, but it's done. It's over. As far as star rating goes, I don't know. 4.3, 4.4. I don't know. I mean, compared to like Love Theoretically, The Love Hypothesis, Book Lovers, it's not quite to those levels, but again, it's young adult, so it is meant to be a little bit more light and flippy. It does have like deeper levels, like her mother died, so she's like going through that, and she's like going through how to like have a step parent and, you know, end of high school, and how to manage that and not have the step parent replace her mother, like those kinds of feelings. And I can understand that. I didn't have a step parent to replace, you know, my father, but like, you know, it was, my father died my senior year of high school, so I went through the end of high school stuff without my dad around, so I kind of identified and jived with those feelings. But and then now as a step parent, you know, I to a high schooler, I kind of jived with it and enjoyed, you know, that part of it, and that was really sad. And anyway, book is over. I definitely enjoyed it. I gotta pick out my next audiobook, which I did go through like Audible and what is available, and I think I'm gonna get a credit. I might get Funny Story by Emily Henry, because I do have a credit right now. I think I'm gonna get that one and start that tomorrow, because one, I'm really interested in it. I did like Book Lovers by Emily Henry, so I think I will like Funny Story as well. I have heard that the male lead is similar to Nick Miller from New Girl. Love Nick. And in a novel that I'm writing right now, one of the side characters is like Nick Miller in a way, loosely based off of. And so I'm really curious to see how she does it and then how I'm doing it. And as you saw, I went to the library and got Beautiful Little Fools. So I think that is my current reading list right now. Funny Story by Emily Henry, Beautiful Little Fools. I'm gonna put Buffy off to the side for a little bit, maybe pick it up once in a while, and have Buffy on the TV and just read. And then I also need to work on reading the third From Blood and Ash book, which again is another one where I'm just gonna like slow dose myself with, because that can get very heavy at times. I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing you next time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.